Hello, Modern here. In today's video I will be sharing my tanky never miss raging monk build in Baldur's Gate 3. This monk build multiclasses into barbarian to gain access to the best juice on this side of the material plane. You will get to enjoy some insane mobility, letting you fly through the map while simultaneously dishing out incredibly consistent damage. It's not going to be the highest, but it's going to be very consistent, regularly enabling you to hit 99% goodness. It's an extremely efficient build that utilizes every action you have. It can take you to backlines of enemies in an instant while also being very tanky due to rage as well as the unarmored defenses. This build, however, has a drawback. It delays your early game spike, the second action of martial classes, by 2 levels. However, this is made up by scaling very well into endgame, into the second and third act of the game. And like I mentioned, you will nearly always hit your target anyway. So the DPS is going to be really good despite missing an action. Now with the introduction of the build out of the way, let's have a look at the starting ability score as well as level progression. Starting with the stats, we're going to pick a 10, 17, 16, 8, 14 and 8 lineup. This is the very simple reason that we only need one dexterity point during all our feat selections to get to an even number of 18. We're going to pick for this a specific stat, a feat. So all other stats should be even. Dexterity is going to be our primary hit chance and damage source for the monk attacks. Charisma and intelligence can be dumped safely. There is no reason to pick this one. We are going to use another character with a high charisma score to do our dialogue. So this character is specifically just for attacking and doing combat encounters. For a background for this character, if you're starting out from the selection screen, for the character creation screen, I would advise going with something with sleight of hand. So we don't need a Astarion in our party and can use this one as our rogue. Now as our first level, we're going to go with monk. This gives us a proficiency in simple weapons and short swords. We're going to use quarterstaffs as our weapon. And we don't need any armor proficiency because we are going to go with the naked body, the unarmored defense way. As for the race, there is quite a few nice races you can pick. I specifically wanted to go with the Dragonborn because style plays a major role in this game. Now, if you decide to go with Barbarian, you can go with Barbarian at level 1. You're going to get unarmored defenses based on your Constitution modifier at 3 points. So you're going to have 1 AC more, but you're going to miss your bonus action, which is quite a lot of damage, especially at the first few levels. So my advice, go with monk. At level 2 we are going to get a selection of very nice bonus actions as the monk second level. Patient defense can be used defensively with just 1 key point and 1 bonus action. We get a bonus action dash, which lets us get to enemies whenever we want to. You will probably use this one to close gaps early on, but will drop it in favor of the jump ability later. And disengage is also something that you need to keep in mind when you are surrounded by enemies and something is threatening your life. You have low health. You can use this one to miss attacks of opportunity on enemies and can retreat and heal up. And we are also getting the class feature unarmored movement. This will give us free movement speed additionally to what we already have. A jump costs 3 movement speed, so this one is basically a jump for free. However, keep in mind, if you use your jump, it's going to use your bonus action. At level 3, we are going with Way of the Open Hand. This gives us access to Flurry of Blows, Topple, Stagger and Push. Push is extremely strong around cliffs, because whenever you push an enemy into a chasm, it's going to one-shot them. Very strong, you're going to miss out on loot, but you're going to one-shot the enemy. Topple is also extremely nice. You can knock enemies prone and get an advantage on strikes against that enemy. This is specifically very good when you use this class in combination with a paladin, because paladins lack ways to get advantage early on, so you can get that additional hit chance on them for basically free. At this point we are going to delay our levels in monk and add another class. This is done by clicking on the button on the top right corner of this window. We're going to go into Barbarian, 1 level here. This gives us 1 additional rage charge, as well as unarmored defense, which is based on our Constitution, not our Wisdom anymore. We still want that +2 to Wisdom, because Wisdom saving throws are a thing and you want to have Wisdom, otherwise you lose control of your character, so you don't want to dump that completely. And you're going to get access to Rage. Now Rage is going to give us a few things that are going to really elevate this playstyle. First up, resistance to physical damage. So you're going to get half damage by physical damage, and you're going to get advantage on strength checks and saving throws. This means despite lacking strength, you're going to be very good against those saving throws. And we're also getting +2 to damage on unarmored attacks applies. This means flurry of blows, which deals 2 hits, is going to get 4 additional damage. This is huge and utilized by this class very well. The next level, level 5, is going to go again in Barbarian, because we want reckless attacks. And with reckless attacks, we're going to also get an advantage on basically every hit we are ever going to deal. This also applies to your unarmored attacks. For the rest of the round, you're always getting advantage on any hit you deal. And we are also getting Danger Sense. This one is giving us advantage on dexterity saving throws against traps, spells and surfaces. So very strong passive. Now for the next level, we are going to go back to Monk. For this one, Slowfall, very nice to have. However, the feat is what we want. The obvious choice for this one is going to be Athlete. Athlete is going to allow us to push our dexterity to 18 and will give us a 50% boost to our jump ability, as well as helping us to stand up after getting prone. And at level 5, where this class really comes online, we are getting our second attack, our second source of damage. So we are now up to 3. And for a key point, we can also use Stunning Strikes, which is really strong, especially versus strong enemies. Now this sums up the core of this class. At level 8, we're going to get a 6th level in the Monk class. This will enable us to get Manifestation of the Soul, of the Mind and of the Body, each of which will give us a passive that we can toggle. So you can either have Manifestation of the Body, of the Mind or of the Soul active, not all 3 all the time, which is a 1d4 plus 2 damage of Radiation type, of Psychic type or of Necrotic type. You can enable this one for free during combat, so you can micromanage the damage we are going to deal to enemies. And most importantly, we are going to get access to key empowered strikes. Our unarmored attacks are not magical at this point. This means a lot of enemies are going to have resistances versus those. If we get key empowered strikes, we ignore that immunity and we can attack and pummel enemies without any issues. At level 9, we are going to pick a 3rd level in Barbarian. This will unlock a subclass for us, which we pick with the Wild Heart. Now for the Wild Heart, we are going to pick the Wolf Heart. This will give allies an advantage on attack rolls when we stand nearby an enemy. This means our Paladin will get access to advantage very easily. Raging gives us now the ability to use Inciting Hole, which will give us additional movement speed buff for basically every single ally we have in the radius of 9 meters. The next level is all going to Barbarian and we are going to pick another feat. This means we have 2 choices for feats we can actually pick. One being Sentinel, giving us a more defensive option, enabling us to use our opportunity attacks and reactions much more efficiently to protect our allies. Or we go with Savage Attacker. Savage Attacker will then reroll all our weapon dice, not the elemental portion, just the physical one, and choose the higher roll. So on average we are going to deal a little bit more damage. I personally like the Sentinel more because I have a melee focused party, but if you have a lot of ranged characters, Savage Attacker might be better. And at the last level, at level 12, we are going to pick another level, the last level into Barbarian. Here we can pick an aspect. The obvious choice for this one is the aspect of the beast, Eagle, giving us dark vision basically for 12 meters in front of us and advantage on perception checks. Now to make itemization a bit easier and something you really don't want to miss on this class, on any dexterity class for that, it's going to be the Graceful Cloth. The Graceful Cloth is an armor you can get very early in the game. It increases your dexterity score by 2 and gives you another really strong effect, increasing your dexterity saving throws by 1 and increasing your jump range. You can get this armor by just buying it from Lady Asher, which can be found in the Rosimon Monastery Trail. This is the second map when you enter the mountain pass. The NPC is located near the Trielta Crag. Now this sums up the build guide for this specific class. Make sure to leave a like, comment if you have any questions or remarks, and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also join the channel membership or leave a donation if you have the spare coin. So, see you next time. Bye.